Hey everyone, welcome back to RJK English. We're continuing talking about English vocabulary coming from other languages. The last two videos we talked about Germanic versus Latin. We talked about the history of the English language and how that fed into how complicated English is in its vocabulary and spelling. And we also talked about why our curse words tend to be Germanic. That was a great article. Make sure to look at it. And if you find that person, make sure to like whatever they do. I really appreciated that article. So now we're going to look directly at words from Latin in English. So here is RJK English on Facebook. Make sure to go there and follow my posts and we can talk further. Here's the article we just went over. Make sure to like and subscribe here and tell someone else about my channel as well. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's get going. Latin words in English. As we talked about last time, Latin and Greek are usually going to be academic words, especially science and math and medicine, but also in philosophy. Philosophy will have a lot of Greek and Latin as well. So let's go through them. Acumen, the ability to make good judgments. What would I say about someone? Usually I'd say, oh, that person's smart or they're wise. They have acumen. Agenda, you know this. It's a list of things to be done, right? Agenda. Altruism, selfless concern for others. That person is very altruistic. What does that mean? They think about others and help others, and the things that they plan are for the betterment of the community. Ambiguous, having a double meaning. Ambiguous does mean double meaning, but that's not how we use it as normal English, at least in the United States. Ambiguous means we aren't sure exactly what that person means by what they said. They were very ambiguous, but the original meaning is like ambidextrous means that you can use both hands. See that ambi? That's a Latin word, ambi, and that's used at the beginning of a word ambiguous. So a lot of these words aren't directly from Latin, but at least that first part of the word is going to be from Latin. Atrocity. A cruel act. Avarice, greed. We don't use the word avarice very much. You'll see it in magazines, books, and maybe in academic settings. Celibate, used a lot. Célibataire, I think in French, just means that you're single. Celibate here means not having sexual relations. A lot of religious people will say, I'm celibate until I'm married. Chivalrous, gallant. Our idea of chivalry in Europe and the West originally came from Persia. Hats off to the Persians. My Persian friends tell me everything comes from Persia. Conglomerate. We use this all the time. Parts put together to form a unit while remaining separate identities. Conglomerate means that, let's say GM, General Motors, has a finance end. They also have a paper company. They have all these things. They're a conglomerate. They have all these business units. They're separate, but they're really under one entity. Conglomerate. Cull, we use that a lot, especially if you're talking about hunting. You shoot deer to cull the herd. That means so that there aren't so many deer and they don't become nuisance or spread disease. Cull. Debilitate, to weaken. Use that a lot. Facsimile, exact copy. And a fax machine, we don't use them anymore, but a fax machine comes from facsimile. Let's see, flux, use it all the time. Oh, something's in flux. We usually mean it as it's in the process of changing. It hasn't reached its ultimate state yet. It's still changing. Well, it means in the process of flowing. So a river would always be in flux, right? But we say influx a lot, especially in business. Futile, we say futile, which almost sounds like feudal, which would be like the feudal system of economics back in the medieval times. Futile means in vain. You tried to do something and it didn't work. It was futile. Incalculable, use it all the time. Incalculable, not able to be calculated. It's too great. Notice we would usually think of that as going into something, but I believe going in would be from the Germanic, and this is actually something from Latin, but somehow this means too great to be counted. Indestructible, that's also in. We would usually think of undestructible or uncalculable, but we're going back to different rules that would be from Latin and not from Anglo-Saxon. Incommunicado, you'll sometimes hear someone say that. That person's incommunicado. They're not available. we usually would use this in a military setting and something serious like spies or something like that. Or maybe if we were speaking about law, oh, that person's incommunicado. Indefatigable, tireless, like Michael Jordan in his prime or LeBron James, they're indefatigable. Insipid, lacking flavor. I actually wouldn't have known without looking what insipid means. I would have thought it meant gross. So a lot of these words we hear and we don't exactly know what they mean, and English speakers will kind of make up what they think it means and will end up using it in a different way, and it becomes a totally different meaning. So lacking flavor, insipid. Languid, slow and relaxed, or we would think of as almost lazy. So that gives you an idea of words that are from Latin that are used in English a lot. You might start to see some of the patterns, like knowing that at the beginning of a word, if it's im or in, these are our prefixes to make a new word. They come from Latin. De, destroy, debilitate, that's from Latin. So anyways, I hope that's useful to you. I will see you next time when it will either be about Greek or French. All right, see you. Hi everyone, welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.